Alright, let's see if this records. This is actually the third episode. So, like, I chose a soldier, I created that character, we gone around, I got 2 other people working for me. It's pretty cool. I like this game. There's a few bugs for it, but they've gotten it patched. I got this companion, he's kind of crazy, hits with his hands. This guy, I'm not too sure about, he's like a paid companion. Got the girl here. Okay. She's looking for her husband. I had like a dream meeting with him. But it's kind of crazy. We need to find food. Oh. No health or sanity recovered. His character is already in a state of well-being. Made progress in the occult research of Danford's comfort. Discovered the maldirection of Danford's comforts. No health or sanity. Alright. Let's go, guys. Yeah, we do got the compass. I don't want to pay to get up there again. I need to find more cigarettes. Cigarettes is a currency in this game. You would know, but my first 2 episodes were... The background play screen wasn't like recorded, it was all black. It was interesting. You see a weathered old man sitting bent over one of the tables. I get it, cut it out, I said. Dawkins, I told you one last time. If I ever hear your bloody voice again, I'll break your damn piss pot of a bottle. Do you hear me? The old man suddenly turns to you and his fiery gaze meets you. You're early, a cabin boy. Good, sit down. I do have a bag with little people inside. Who do you got in there? You mean in my bag here? No one of importance to you. Just a low-life scum of the sea. Noden's lot like me. He hears something from the bag which upsets him as far as you can tell. How dare you, you hog-swaggling bastard. Cabin boy. I think you've mistaken me for someone else. Have I? Or perhaps we're all in a ship. In a damned ship sailing through the black, forsaken waters, huh? And that may make you a cabin boy, outright. He turns to his bag. What did you say to me? You foul-mouthed horsebound? Old man turns to you again. Ah yes, the ship. Can it be Arkham? He smiles, toothless. You have clarified everything in my mind, sir. That wonderfully makes sense. He is not with you again, Long Tom. Just when I thought you came to your bloody senses. No, I'll be sitting here drinking my ale or whatever this horse piss is. He registers your presence good. What did you say, cabin boy? I do have a bag with little people inside. Who do you got in there? And upon dolphins' backs in the vast Noden's Lord of the Great Abyss. You'll learn about him in your time on deck, cabin boy. You may even serve the need of the gods of the great deep like I do. Noden is not like these cold, tyrannical, unfeeling gods that rule this realm now. He finds purpose in mortals, although rarely. Shit, you chaps, Peter. question. Tell me then, Cabin Boy, before you leave, who do you follow? Why do you follow the man who sails the whirlpools of the reality? The Dismal Man. Yes, that's bloody fitting. Now answer me, Cabin Boy. He's pulling me in his spider web steps by steps, but the call is so sweet. That's how calamities often happen, huh? When we fall to the strong urges. He suddenly bent down to his bag. What, Peters? Found another one? Good boy, alright. You'll have what you want, when, wherever. I decide to leave this rat hole of a tavern, of course. No one is here is going anywhere. No. I can see you're glancing towards this direction, sir. Perhaps we could turn this into a conversation. May I offer you a drink? I don't drink, but I want to enjoy some company. Mayo, baboon, and maidens eating season, whatever. Later, I had time to think about what he said to me about the star material thing. You know, I was an eternal duty to reflect upon these things. Drinks from a risky star material. Why should I be some material after all? I mean, I wanted to be an artist to defeat the notion in the first place, but you have to fit somewhere in there. I mean, your world, be a good wife, or be good fun. Or you better be that. Good investment all my life, blah blah blah. But you know, sometimes I can't help thinking that this looks to the gloom of the outside world may actually be a better alternative. Thanks for your safe answer. Come on, this is the end of the world. You can be more sincere, darling. All I really wish I know is a mystery to me as well. I'm waiting for the release of Hollow Hearts in a hotel in LA. When Brittany called my manager, Bernie wanted me to meet a private funder in Arkham, so I hastily came to the first second place. I couldn't afford refusing such things, you know. When I arrived at the train station, Bernie was nowhere to be found. He was supposed to meet me there, but he never came. What'd you do next? I was too tired and confused. I decided to wait here for a few days and headed to the Essex Hotel. Who could have said that it would be my new home for the rest of my life? Let's just say I'm at the right lead. You know, it was never really about money. Just another way to display power. Survive my childhood, and you'll know about your childhood. Get it, skeletons are better left in me. Everything before the Black Day seems blurry. Did he really call me that day? Okay, let's get this pocket watch over to homeboy. What? Another falls to the stabber. Julian? Poor boy. Arkham is looking at the mutilated as if hypnotized by the slowly burgeoning pool of blood that threads its way through the cobblestone of the doomed town. Oh, he doesn't look like he's enjoying himself. The man suddenly starts shouting, "The stabber! The stabber has killed again!" Stabber? The Arkham Stabber! Where have you been living, sir? I think this is the third victim. All Richard stabbed until they end up like poor Julian. You mean like a honeycomb? Wait, what the fuck? Sir, I think this is the third. All Richard stabbed until they end up like poor Julian here. You mean like a honeycomb? You know this man? He shakes his head. Not a bad fellow. He used to stay at the Essex Hotel. He didn't deserve such a fate. Nobody deserves. Looks at the hurt. That who deserves what they reap here. What do you know about the Arkham Stabber? Nobody has any idea who he is. Even the mob can't catch him. Some say his demons ever spectate that he's a loony of the worst kind. How do you know the Stabber is a he? I don't. He could be a she. Would only be fair after what these brutes did to all the... I'm aware of the mob fist standing nearby. Never mind, I better go. As you are about to leave the site of the gruesome murder, you notice something odd about the hobo standing nearby. The man begins to shake as if in the throes of a seizure, and his pupils transform from black to murky white. What the fuck? Abruptly, he kneels, as if possessed by an unknown force, dips his hand into the blood pool on the pavement, and begins to draw a star-like symbol on the ground with the dead man's freshly spilled bodily fluids. You are watching the scene in bewilderment, the milky eyes turn directly at you, and the broken man speaks in an ominous tone, completely alien to his appearance. You have crossed with the dead one. This simple flight of a soul will uncover more. Look, Corley, a dead fella. I don't remember us killing him. What the fuck is it? I think comes to his senses, it stands up, looking puzzled. Seeing the state of his hands, he goes into a tizzy. What happened to me? Am I hurt? Why have you gone all wide-eyed and malicious? You scared me. What was I speaking? His eyes grow larger. What did I say? Some kind of omen, I guess. I don't understand, mister. I was just walking to Riverside and then... Sudden thought makes the man shudder, and he begins to compulsively rub his palms against his filthy shirt. Better go before they accuse me of being the stabber. The man strides away anxiously. Upon immediate scrutiny, it deduces that his wounds are similar to the collar grew and was inflicted by a broad blade with a singular, almost perpetual knee edge. Every single thrust perforated right through the muscle. Blood on the ground, which coursed through the veins of the remorse victim, has been used in an... What do you think about this poem? If it's short of image, this is character, not unlike text. Her abstractness yields to immediate astonishment. This is nothing short of amazing. It displays characteristics not unlike text of Egyptian theotheism. Dark philosophy, it reflects a devilish malicious, which reminds me of Randolph's own crypticisms that is so abundant in his work. It also seems to be written dense, almost blood-like ink. Shivering word of the face, you get paid to the dumb Marlon who it doesn't seem to me a face. No, bro. Then think about it. Really, is it really necessary to take this to the face ourselves? Don't you remember how mad the boss gets when the gumshoes Wilkins failed to find the psycho stabber? Wilkins, you watched the burly man struggle to compute the information. You mean that fatso detective whose arm was cut off, the one sitting at the eel? See, you can be smart. when you need to, then you must have been there when the boss got hot under his collar with that idiot Wilkinson. He couldn't find out who the stabler was. Oh, that was lots of words at one time, Corley. Let me think. The boss got mad that day. So do I take words to him or not? Man sighs deeply. Marlon, I sometimes sincerely wish I was a fucking wall, you know? But at a nearby wall. Like that one over there, a simple, unpainted, indifferent brick wall. Wall? Why is that, Corley? So I could simply be without needing to comprehend your bullshit, Marlon. The mob gun takes a deep breath. Look, I plan to not be around when the boss learns the stabler Stygian was still on a rampage. Better do the same. He's not one of us anyways, so who gives a crap? Let's beat Marlon. The fuck are you looking at, sheep? Now this is not Arkham Ball or some damn fairground attraction. You better mind your own business before Marlon makes you the main attraction. He may be his own personal tormentor, but when it comes to whacking the likes of you, he's straight up virtuous. If you catch my drift. Where we at? Where's my journal? Okay, so we're gonna go do the walks thing and then go talk to Wilkins. Fuck, we need to find food. Got my fucking hunger back up. Okay. If the drugstore was cheaper. Guy has like a fucking snake head. A rustic looking fellow approaches you with a note in his hand and puts a small folded paper into your hand. Wanders away without a word. Conversation request outsider. I am regret. I have something to say. What the fuck? The blood and the soul of the weathered wretch is insulted. Just finish him and leave his corpse to rot. Outsider speaks and a rustic looking man leaves. Was he a servant carrying the word of his lord? You could say that. You can see hint of unrest. How are you faring recently? What do you ask? We share the same journey, is it natural to ask? Look at me, I'm not her notion of sharing continues with a note of shyness in his unearthly voice. I am fine. Good to hear. I finally found the exit that I mentioned to you. I can get us out. Meet me at the house at number 39. Stanley Fredkin. Well, let's talk to this guy. Cornelius lies bleeding on the cold, besmirched ground as waves of agony convulse his body. Riddled, disperses he perhaps sort of given up his last breath, but for your timely arrival. Gagging on his own blood, he can hardly talk. You've come, thank the good Lord, but my time is up, I'm afraid. Listen to me. The watch is of no use to me anymore. I've lived for, and I'm about to die for my convictions, come to think of it. I don't regret it. I was tired of living like a rat anyways. Coughs up blood. You can keep the watch, but promise me this. You're gonna use it for something you believe in. How about I do something for myself while placing... How about I do something for myself? How about I do something for my watch? With his time, he struggles to utter his last word, but his broken body has had enough. With the quiver that lasts but a moment, he finally dies. I'm losing a lot of fucking sanity right now. Real Stark News had planted in your concrete idea about the consequences of your weight. Fuck, okay. typified by a cross motif and exquisite golden watch bears the inscription Noquam Deliquium Tus Perseus. Statue of one of with its help I made. Well, it helped me. I wonder where else has been doing. The antique store might be a good place to start. I didn't learn much from Isadora. I can keep an eye out for someone who can tell me more about this frightening figure. I finally unlocked a safe. There's an ignorant poem set about optics. Was it meant as a prophecy or said as a veiled instruction? Perhaps both. A talkative folklorist named Stanley frequent at the Old Eel. Under the influence of Marini's cheap whiskey, he mentioned a possible way out of Arkham as well as a mysterious contractor. Alright, let's go talk to him at... Okay, so that's how it works. Boom, boom. Stanley's house on Main Street. A rustic-looking fellow in a black suit presented me with a note from Stanley Fredkin, the folklorist I met in the Old Deal house. Fredkin claims to have found a way to escape Arkham and has invited me to his house at number 39 Main Street. Black and face is burning some kind of vitamin show. It's not hard to see that breath beneath his ridiculous posturing. Something is deeply wrong. The man's weary visage shows he's been at this for a long while. The expression of stain and character is wearing him down. Do some pantomime yourself. He reacts with comic surprise. His startled eyes shows nothing but the shallow character he is portraying. He shrugs theatrically and begins another of his vulgar sketches. You are no longer sure whether this is a performance or the sole mode of existence for this bizarre fellow. Reluctant smell attacks your nostrils as you approach the homeless man. If some small animal had died under his stained clothes. What is it, mister? Do I smell? Then stay a few damned yards away. Who is that man with paint all over his face? Oh, don't you know Coley Willie? I thought everybody know Coley. You know, he has movies, the theatrical, he has a real celebrity, you know, not Coley Willie, but that fella himself, Sam Radney. Never found him funny myself. In better days, a friend took me to one of his shows, making all that money scoffing at black fellas. The black day came for all of us in the end. And white, yellow, black, everybody. He's still putting on a show? I don't know if I'd call it a show anymore, mister. I've been hanging around with him for a while now, and he never became Sam Rodney again. Not even once. I guess he is flat out Call Willie now. Who is he performing for? Some mob fellers used to come and see him now and again. None anymore are watching the same thing over and got boring probably, and other folks don't like to go anywhere near him. Probably find him creepy. Can't blame them. They don't like to be near him either. So here we are, Mr. Coley, and he tries to think of something stinky, huh? that guy doesn't want to go in. What is happening here with that? Yeah, I kind of want to see what's... I want to go to that house on 39th. Or the 39th house. Here on Main Street. Down on Main Street. Yeah, that done. The fuck? That's the Essex Hotel. Where's this? Oh, there's 39th. The fuck is that? Got Uncle Rough Stacks, shop of undiscovered treasures. Don't be shy, come closer, I have everything you need. A diploma? Get a pistol here? Divine characters, huh? That is freaking me out. Seems he's really locked for a typical building of Arkham with such descriptions. You're approaching for some blunt and uneducated voice is heard from behind the door. Who's this? Mr. Fredkin is expecting me. You hear the clicking of the lock and door cracks to let you open. Glad to see you. This way. Mr. Stanley's waiting for you in the room, Weston. The coat hanger has probably seen busier days. The drawer is locked. A forgery of Geoffrey Lewis Stampton's The Early Puritans of New England. The dusky grandeur of Representation's work. With the alien dimensions which so utterly devour Arkham does to eradicate plant life remain a mystery. Okay, that guy's waiting to see us. The wooden tribal totem depicts a winged, six-legged mythological being from Himalayan folklore. Judging by their contents, the shelf contains the personal notations of Stanley Fredkin, one of which contains his reflections on a phenomenon associated with the simple country folk. Stanley is the type who immerses himself if in immunity of local folklore any chance he can get. The book on the desk is a compilation of rumors about the Pocumtuck Indians of Dunwich. In these desperate times where residents are denied the convenience of centralized heating, one must resort to old methods. The bright flames lend a nice, even warmth goes to this room. Just wearing heaps of cables, machine gears. Stanley has recorded anecdotes of his travels through Kingport, Dunwich, and Innsmouth. You see Stanley sitting in the dark, looking pale and devoid of his formal energy as, annoying as it was, he begins to whisper in a discomforting tone, though you can't place just what it is that's bothering you about his voice. Welcome, sir. Thanks for coming on such short notice. Forgive my threadbare appearance. My studies have left me completely exhausted. Honestly, I had to rest and recover. But I am so close to finding a way out, so close. It is worth testing the limits of this shell of flesh and bone. It seems you solved the situation with the rustic-looking man. Oh, yes, it was a minor nuisance. He serves me well within his rather limited ability, of course. So now you know how to leave this place. Precisely, it is past time I left this. I leave this filthy nest of apes behind me forever, but as you can see, my ill health won't allow me to complete my work. I also have serious doubts that my current assistant is resourceful enough to aid me in the last stage of this process. What are all these machines? I thought your interest was folklore. Knowledge takes many shapes, my friend. You will learn many things when we are on our way to the stars. But you need my help first. See what I mean? I need quick ways and a practical mind like yours to finish the job. Help me complete my work and you'll accompany me, the only other person privileged to do so, far away from the whirlpool of primal vibrations. How are you planning to get us out of here? I won't bore you with the highly technical specifics, just know that my connections allow me to discover ways beyond the borders of man's limited science. If you knew what they've taught me about our universe. You'll meet them when they're ready to leave, don't worry. Tell me what I need to do, right to the point. I like that. A few essential parts are needed to complete my research. A long-wave radio transmitter, an electrical conductor, and some formaldehyde. These items are the last things standing between us and infinity. Infinity! When I close my eyes, I can feel it calling us. Let's go, Stanley. Unfortunately, you have to do this part on your own. My friend Richter at the drugstore would be a good place to start. Deblanched he may be, but he seems to have the skills to aid us in the final phase. My illness dictates that I rest now. We'll talk later, my friend. The whisper in the darkness has started. What was that? Uh-oh. Finding formaldehyde. Finding the conductor. Finding the transmitter. Okay, I'm glad that everything's working out. The last episode I was actually like in the bank and I cleared it out. I don't think we're just gonna ignore that. What is this place? The heavily scarred man who is conducting the ritual abruptly turns to you like a scared predator caught in a trap. Soon after you come to realize this man must have been condemned to some kind of torture that ultimately crippled both his flesh and soul. Making a heathen hand gesture, the man speaks with a voice that can only be described as disturbingly loud whisper. They sent you to bring me back, cult dog. They think Croft is still the easy meat he used to be. One step closer and Bazaar through Anna shreds you into 1,000 pieces. You can feel erroneous power emanating from the broken man. I have no idea I'm not. After a brief look of surprise, his pained eyes scan you cautiously. Make yourself known, or I'll let the black worms devour your eyes. I'm O'Malley Punnets, and black worm spaghetti is not among my favorite dishes. Actually, I don't even like it. Too wormy for my taste. The man calling tips his head to one side of his listening to an invisible advisor. My guest does not see the mantle of lies on you. That means you may live for a few minutes. Oh, thank you for granting me the chance to consider the value of my life and allowing me to look at it in retrospect. It is a privilege. You think I would take the risk of letting you... All of a sudden, the man falls into a violent spasm, seemingly the result of extreme pain. Ah! Stop it, stop it, stop it! Ignoring you, Croft concentrates on breathing deeply for a while. Before he could whisper again, I cannot let you go. Continue. No one seen me on this side of the river may live. Croft winces again as if the pain has just returned to shell him. I want to live, mister. I still have an utterly agonizing nightmare's journey ahead of me, please. I'm afraid not. I'm sorry about this, but his attention is getting caught by something unseen. The tortuous man now seems to be conversing with thin air in a strange whispering tone. Wait for the bizarre discussion to end. He ignores you, lost in a feverish discussion. When he's come to a conclusion, he turns to you, or maybe away. I'm listening. Rather Thragon knows an old curse. It's called the Verba Derelicta. It was once used on spies and assassins as a precaution in case they get caught. The one who carries the Verba Derelicta cannot even mention the name of the caster, and if the curse is pushed to the limit, as in an interrogation, he simply clears his throat, dies. Ah, I like pressing a button. I like how easy life has become in America. It was you who trespassed in our domain, and as your hosts, me and Berserk Dog, now have the final say. Cursed or dead. While you're trying to talk some sense into this guy, he's already whispering in Margus Latin. Upon the touch of an ice-cold drop right in the middle of your forehead, you realize the curse has been inflicted. And I've told you the spell is also quite quick to cast. You see Croft smiling for the first time. But don't put the sackcloth and ashes, my friend. We can be real allies now. And in time, you may discover that a warlock and a daemon can come very handy in a town that's gone to hell. Well, see, I'm curious about some things, however. Seems to be in agony, and you're unsure if it's because of his reluctance to endure your questions or a byproduct of his condition. Do you have any idea what this statue represents? Of course, that is a representation of Cthulhu, or the Grandfather, rather, as the cult calls him. The sheiks of the cult have been telling us that they could feel its presence nearby. I even heard that a band of cultists actually saw his majesty in full glory rising on the horizon. I also heard that when they were found, almost all of them were dead, with smiles of awe permanently fixed to their faces. They tell that the surviving acolyte was saying just one thing. Oh, beautiful Doom. Doom. Samus Berdar, I advise you to address him by his true name. He is a guest in my dream, and he is also my only ally in the game of cat and mouse. Go to the side to one side and listen to your strange bit result. You also agreed to keep it functional. I can't say I like the term functional. And you should stop about my guess. He looks disturbed now. You better leave. But I let you live, and you think you're a guest of the tea party. Be better leave. Goodbye then. I guess we learned more about I didn't learn much from Zoroastrian. I suspect Cthulhu is the governing deity of the cult's pantheon, but I still don't know what I'm supposed to do with the figurine. Formaldehyde, what are you planning to preserve? A lifeless fetus, perhaps? Forget it. Who might have questioned others' questionable pursuits? The truth is, I don't have any formaldehyde. It's a bit out of my field. Can't you produce it in your lab? Let's see. The main component of formaldehyde turns out to be methyl alcohol. There should be a pretty high methyl output at the distillery because of that charlatan wheat's crude distilling methods. So if you can get me the methyl alcohol from the mob's distillery, I guess I can make you some formaldehyde for a price, of course. And at least I can preserve my dead fetus in the back decently. Just joking. Where am I? It's the east of Riverside here. Let me show you on your map. Alright. What the fuck? The anatomical model was designed to script medical standard and runs the property of Michigan University. There's a person running in between. What the fuck? I love this game. No way. that one of the newer buildings down the super darkness. A lonely grieving room when we approach her. Middle-aged woman in a widow's attire, she looks devastated and is talking to herself. And I'll say to them, yes, I'll say it. She seems to be resisting a speech prepared for her yet unseen adversaries. You brutes, you will stop this at once. How can you condemn innocent people to such a fate? She continues her speech while looking at you, though you're not sure if she's really aware of your presence, and I'll teach those heartless men a lesson. Oh, little Black Riding Hood, but this is hunting grounds of the big bad wolf. You think I care, sir? What have I to lose? I'm on my way to do the right thing. The one thing above protects the righteous. The derelict in charge of that cancerous distillery will account for their misdeeds. Well, for one, you've got your life to live. You have a problem with the mob? You see, this is what I'm talking about. The fear has invaded our hearts when all we should ever fear is the Lord God Almighty. This is spiritual decline. This is what's really killing us, as it killed my herald. Seems a bit late for justice. How did he die? Station requests. You realize you've crossed into territory she doesn't want to revisit. They killed him. He was the kind of person to do that otherwise. He would never have left me alone in this place. She's in tears now. Thank you, but oh God. She completely loses control and starts crying her heart out. You listen to her weeping as it echoes through the ruined streets. Soon her cries subside, but the vengeful fiery burning in her eyes show no sign of fading. You mentioned that something was troubling Harold. My husband was the mayor's assistant. He had disturbing experience at work before the Black Day. I begged him not to think about it, but he just couldn't let it go. He started to drink heavily. What exactly happened to him? Harold said that Mayor Anderson wasn't in a normal mood that day. He was anxious about a strange man visiting his office, a man in black. It had something to do with an invitation, I believe. Oh, him again, the dismal man. Tell me about him. I'm after him, he knows. She seems uncomfortable. Oh, I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't know what to make of Harold's account. It's all too hard to digest, but my Harold's never recovered from that incident. He believed that all he had somehow she overcome by tears once again. Damn it all. I wish the Lord had blinded me too, so I wouldn't have read that journal. You mind if I take a look at it? Why, no, you can't, sir. As you can see, I have much more pressing matters than sharing Harold's intimate accounts. I have a town to cleanse from the poison. I don't know why you are so insistent on delivering into my husband's troubled past, but if you can bring an end to their vile poison, she considers your offer virtual. Well, yes, you can have my word, sir. I'll wait for you here praying for your safe return. I know you won't let me down the same way I know that we are the righteous. I'll be back. which returns to you after observing the grieving with the coldly burning eyes. Rarely, only rarely does it comfort me to have neither people to love nor to love me. Never to feel the pain of losing a loved one. This is perhaps the only merit of my doomed existence. No fucking bullets? Oh, he had a gun. Just ganked him up pretty good. Mother trucker. Punk bitch. No, come on, man, don't. You got this. Nice. Damn, we needed all that sheet. Because it doesn't look like they were willing to talk to me. Okay, let's do some inventory shite. Oh, there's another name. Ooh, we found a sleazy magazine. Ooh. I just got a hat. I got a hat. O'Malley got a hat now. I'm a soldier. Ooh, we found some phosphorus. Who's that guy? Let's check that out. I'll have to give that to the girl. They chose the wrong guy, you know? I wish we could camp. I have to go into battle again. To the tank! I'll just... Main distillery tank holds the ethanol concentration. To the tank! A foot pump mechanism. Distillery. The box is locked. I get alcohol. You see a sweaty, weary man approaching you. His eyes and skin show the abrasive effects of alcoholism. He shouts at you, "Didn't I tell you to stop interrupting my process? The next shipment is coming, alright, you hiccups. Now leave me to my damn business." You definitely something you were enjoying my quality of self long before the damn calamity. Touch him, respect, and get out. The bloody eyes slowly focus on you. What is this headache done? I'm aiming for infinity and beyond these days, sir, so I need some wood alcohol. Yeah. It's easy, this laughable facility produces a ton of it already, and it doesn't make the product to help us around, but since there's no health inspectors open this route in the town, it's no big deal, huh? You think this is Arkham Charity's ball or something? In Kentucky, we earn things with our own sweat involved. Look, pal, really tired jesters at the distillation tanks of all this. They've got me grinding away in this place all day. Slave driving now, and since there's no regular days and nights anymore, I've been doing this like forever. But you know what I really want to do? Cross my legs and pour me a glass of Mammoth Cave and simply enjoy the damn thing. Oh, and a cigar. Of course, a cigar. He lifts his gaze from his embery imagery of a cigar and continues in a much bigger tone. You're gonna get rid of the horse someone's waiting outside of me so I can finally have a decent rest. I've already done that. His red eyes opened wide. You did? He looks through the window, and I thought all the noise coming from another of their shooting contests. Good job, pal. Good job. You retrieved a bottle of Mammoth Cave and some Cuban cigars from a hidden stash. Really good job. Now, how about we have a nice glass of bourbon, you and me? This is the best, you know? Pure liquid gold. Sure. This is my finest. Enjoy. You share a strange amount of alcohol and tobacco-induced peace with Mr. Wheat. Whiskey is really good, as he says. I reckon you're here to replace the headache the mob was giving me. Unlucky, every day is a holiday to me. I also have to ask you to stop producing the poison. He responds to your request with forgiveness. Do you really have to ruin this moment, Peter Beery? Did you? Look, pal, I'm not proud of the product we make here either. But at this rate of production with the third-class facility, I can't do anything about the quality. Now leave me here alone before the next batch of bats are like, you know where the door is, right? Has a reputation. Spent like years in place for manners, honest living. My own brand. Isn't this America land of duty? So I put my savings into this fishing empty whiskey with this face on this whiskey. Then guess what? Fucking prohibition is what, with all my bottles were sitting useless in the dank warehouse. And believe me, I could hear them crying. My brain was so good. I drink a lot of my own stuff in those dark days. Then I started bootlegging, distilling moonshine in the woods. The sun really gets impatient with his own story. But my whiskey was good. Hey, why are you wasting my juice? I wonder if I could beat this shit out of it. Oh, we leveled up here. Heavy hitter, initial power.
let's get out of here. Well, I tried to clear the fucking place, but the guy was pretty cool, dude. I have to tell the widow. It's fucking, he's cool. What? She's fucking dead, dude. Look at her, dude. She's dead. Hey. I don't have a fucking shovel. Shit, fuck. Today, Mayor Anderson, I received a guest, a strange man who I'd never seen before. He was so tall, dressed in all black, and wore a bowler hat. They opened the door for him. I flinched away and shook his face. How can I put this? He did not have one, or perhaps there was more than one, or he had a face for which I am utterly unable to remember. Even the recollection of this first meeting invokes the same desperate unease as when it had just occurred. Once our visitor was sequestered with the mayor in his chambers, my curiosity began to itch. Despite the alarming bells ringing in my mind, I bent to watch them through the keyhole. I saw the dismal man hand an envelope to Anderson. From what I heard of their conversation, it contained an invitation for a special screening at the Arkham Theater. The man in black added that all the notable figures of Arkham had been invited, and then turned towards the door. I rushed to my desk and rather frantically pretended to work. Immediately the door opened, and after a few silent steps towards the exit, the dismal man halted right by my side. My heart pounding as if to burst from my breast, he said to me, "You gaze upon things not meant for you, little man. Mayhap you ought not look at all. Why can I not expunge these words from my mind? Why can I not shake loose this gloom which rests upon my soul? Mayhap you ought not look at all." Well, that didn't quite work out. I wish I had a fucking shovel for her, dude. A bummer, dude. He ran backwards, awesome. There's an extremely pale, lifeless-looking man in a U.S. infantry uniform maniacally firing at his surroundings with his military rifle. I got this. That thing's insane! It'll kill us all! Duck is shooting again! You see an extremely pale, lifeless-looking man dressed in the U.S. infantry uniform maniacally firing at his surroundings with less than some kind of nervous breakdown. He's shouting in the air in a haunting tone. Requesting reinforcements! They got us pinned down in the berg! Ammunition low! Fires another round invisible. Reinforcements, sir! The woman cries out in fear. We first thought it was the army coming to save us, then out of nowhere the bastard started shooting at us. God damn you, heenies. You won't take my life. He ferociously fires several more rounds into the air. You hear me? Managed to take the rifle from the pale soldier's hand. So rusty, you're surprised it still fires without his weapon. He rests, his empty gaze on you. Continue. His cold, dead stare suddenly shows a glint of respect as though he recognized you. Lieutenant Johnson, awaiting orders, sir. That's true, I'm Lieutenant Johnson, but who are you? You funny-smelling private... Pale man's speech slows to mechanical. Lieutenant Johnson, sir, is this a test, sir? His voice seems to rise from deep beneath it. The mission, the intelligence we received was wrong, sir. Inaccurate. We took heavy casualties. Many good men lost. You can still hear them, sir. Ah, that mission. Waiting, sir. Waiting orders, sir. The soldier immediately steps to attention. Arkham is my home, sir. Born and raised there. I'd like to see the old town again, maybe when the war is over. Sir, I don't know, sir. I can't remember. Follow me, I guess I'll keep you in check. Your regiment seems to be at full capacity, sir. I'll be on watch, guarding, waiting. Okay, so there's another companion there for me to get. We're back downtown. Let's go to our... During your previous sittings of him, this reserved and Spaniard's torpidence was still black, even such as let us now speaks to you for the first time. Forgive the vision which I present myself bear without I must appeal to your discretion. Nice mask. May I have one too? The aged voice beneath me. If the mask was any more gentle, it would cease you. My mistress invites you to a tea party in our yard. The house would be honored if you would be so kind to join her. You'll poison me. Do you think I'm stupid? No. I assure you that you're at the borders of the most civilized place in all of Arkham. fuck? The voice beneath the expressionist porcelain mask speaks in a tertiary. Your tea is ready for service, sir. Where is your mistress? Her ladyship will be joining you in a short while. Please don't hesitate to start unless you like your tea cold, of course. With the initial sip of spice-enriched tea, a strange warmth comes down your esophagus to suffice your stomach. I hope you relish the taste, sir. My delicate and glorious mistress is known by the name of the Dreaming Baroness. Even though her porcelain mask fails to attest to his longing, his voice certainly doesn't. She has lived out most of her mortal existence and has already set sail to the deathless cities hidden in the depth of dreamland. In short, unless you are also dreaming, your chances of meeting my lady is slim. But don't you worry, sir. I took all the necessary precautions. The tea that I prepared for you contains a sufficient amount of yellow lotus extract. How does that affect one? It enables one to see dreams of inanimate quality, not to mention that it considerably helps with the digestion. Those dreams aren't a shallow experience of common sleep, they're profound, enchanting visions of reality. Continue. Despite her deity and frame, which lies dormant in the mansion, indeed owes the addictiveness of the manifestation of dreamland to this very plan. What did your mistress want for you? She felt your presence in the dream. She has an inkling that you may be able to help her. Drops his head down ruefully. My mistress says, how can I put it, a prisoner? On her journey of immortality to Sona, she became enthralled in the Thalarion, the city of daemons and miracles. It's there that you'll open your eyes to the dreams of your next step. I entreat you, sir, save my mistress. She's a blessing. I always wanted to explore the items. The butler with the Barton mask sends you a snow globe, what she is holding with great care. This is a keepsake, which has been in my mistress' possession almost for the entirety of her long life. It may not look like much, but please remember, sir, objects may assume different properties in dreams, especially if they hold sentimental value for their owner. The liquid disappears into the fucking place. I need to get to my little hotel so I can rest. Oh yeah, I know we're getting exhausted. interesting shit. I love this game's fucking awesome. I like this game a lot. I hear that it's supposed to be a trilogy, so I hope that it only does good. As far as like Cthulhu games go, Lovecraftian ones go, I'd say this one's up there. I'll make that alcohol. We all have our own ways of getting done what we want. I'm glad he said that. If I recall correctly, what you really need is formaldehyde. Yes, I think I can arrange that. Can you make it your return? Sister required knowledge, but do you have the privilege of utilizing my service? That is yet to be.
Those flickering eyes of yours tell me everything. The price has not been fully paid yet. All I ask is a small favor. One of my boys, Thomas, requires a good old-fashioned slap upside the head. Since I'm too old for the vulgar behavior, could you please do it for me? Legend needs to be taught that there's a abnormal behavior. Tend to get a bit overboard with requests such as these, if you get my meaning. Alright. Feeble and scruffy looking boy enters the shop and approaches Rector's desk. Yes, Uncle Richter. Please turn your face to that gentleman. My dear lad. Yes, Richter. Uncle Richter, boy turns and stares at your big brown eyes. Slap the boy like a maniac. While exaggerating motion, your arm, you skillfully clap your hand interposing before the child's cheek. Before Thomas looks at you with blank eyes. Wink at him. Thank you, Thomas. You may now go, my darling. The child looks at you one last time, smiling shyly before he leaves. As you turn in his direction, you realize that Richter's frozen gaze has gone ice cold. You think I'm a fool? You think I can't recognize a genuine expression of pain? You called for this? 100 cigarettes and make it quick. Made an offer and you declined it. There is an extra cost attached to declining my offer in this town. Here you go. Victor finally takes the methyl alcohol bottle of my saint, serves the needs and then once more. He smiles like a serpent while giving you a glass container full of lurid green liquid. I wish the best for you and your... Another thing. Transmitter? It won't be easy to find such a delicate machinery part in Arkham. Continues after a short pause. I would try French Hill Streets. Though I heard a man called resides there. Oh, that's her name. If he is that person, I think he is, then he may be your best bet. Another thing. Okay. Damn, dude. Taking all my fucking cigs, yo. Need to go. Oh, dude, how am I gonna get $40? I better go sell some stuff.
sold a pistol and I got 98 for it. Not bad. What the fuck is this? Outlandish illogical malfunctions of these spellbinding structures, clusters, backdrop of the undefined structure vision. There is an aspect of impossibility to everything you see here. We have got to save, because I'm gonna just... The prodigious head-shaped construct which towers towards the horizons of this architectural impossible speaks of a sharp-tongued voice whose tremble in volume or anchored to a thunder than a human. We know why you've gone mundane. After all, aren't dreams the most pristine mirrors of one's desire? Forget this not. It's not us who holds her captive here. It was her fears and desires which did. No dreamer shall leave there alone without confronting them. Find the reasons that imprisoned her in the garden of notions and made her assume the identity what she calls the dreaming baroness, so she may know of them. You must ascertain the three things that affected her most deeply in the order with which they may manifest from past to present. Are you really a giant talking head? Can we be friends, giant talking head? I am one of the beings who inhabit Theron. Your kind call us daemons. There is no single name that we can define us. We are the walls and doors and stairs and spires of Moustache. We are Theron. Garden of Notions. I'm desire to seek true love and risk the wasting of my life away. Oh jeez. Fuck. Mouth of madness. The characters on the verge of insanity will be burdened with continuous angst. Fuck. Statue addressing you is full of... Interesting. Well, that's kind of a little good sneak peek. Um, okay, it does take us back there. Okay, so we will save and exit once we are done. I'm gonna try to do like a Lovecraftian horror month theme thing, so let's do that. And I would have had more episodes, but that got fucked up. The background wasn't shown, and it would show like the interactive screen. Yeah, fucked up shit. But we got this third episode. I believe it's working, and I will upload it right now. Okay, guys, take it easy. Stygian. I think Stygian's awesome. I hope they make more money.